Dear Heavenly Father, we ask you to give us wisdom, patience, and guidance as we plan for the future. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible. Okay. We have a forum with Ms. Marisa Jimenez, Councilwoman Marisa Jimenez, Councilman Mario Morones, Councilperson Jake Lambert, Councilperson Francis Flores, Councilperson Felix Cantu, and myself, Mario Morones, Councilman of the City of Floresville. Do we have any citizens' comments? Go ahead. Just state your name.
Okay. Hello, my name is Minister Walter Lamar Brooks. I just wanted to, so I made a statement a couple of weeks ago about the unity in the community in our community. And one of the things I was trying to explain was that, even though we go outside of our community to be able to get people to come in to help build our community, we have people inside of our community that we can actually have access to. What I mean by that, let's say that Councilman Jimenez is the money with the money, but we have Councilman Morones who has the thought process behind it. Then we can come together because within them, they can get everything together to be able to pull and to build up the actual community. When I come to these meetings, I sit here and I think, I'm thinking, I'm listening to everything that's going on because I know what, so I can find out what to pray for. And so, as I'm sitting here sometimes and I hear certain things, I heard someone say something about, we're talking about the Little League baseball field and how people are coming in and they're messing it up by driving in on it, right? Then so, what can we do about that, right? The thing about it is that maybe we can set a process or a law where, I don't know who's our lawyer or whoever, but about damaging our property. Having something set in stone or something where we can place where if somebody does something like that, that money is being taken out of them where they're being ticketed for, so that can go back into our funds and whatever we need to be able to build up our community. So there are things inside of us that we can do as a community, but there's also things outside of our community that that we can. Sometimes there's people outside that can help, but a lot of times we can have people inside that can actually help. Councilman Lambert said something very that I liked about when he was talking about Floresville has been a place where everybody wants to come and do a lot of things, and it's become very attractive. And I'm seeing that and I'm understanding that, and that's one of the things that we're praying for. But it's also, I believe that Floresville is being a place where people are being whole in the name of Jesus, and being it's going to be a place where people can come and be healed and saved. And that's one of the things that we've been praying for this community, and that it is a beacon and a blueprint moving forward for other counties around for us to be. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Some other comments? Go ahead.
Evening, Mayor, council members. Adrian Thompson again with Lenore. I was here last month on our Arbor Fields community. Just wanted to basically put out a formal request to you all of a workshop meeting. If we could have a workshop meeting to discuss the potential of a municipal utility district for our community. Obviously, there's a lot of dialogue we can have on that, but just wanted to put in a request to schedule a workshop. I've been talking with Cindy and with Jacob, and get a copy of the city secretary and everybody, so just want to put out the possibility of exploring that and what we can do for the city, you know, in exchange for that option, so just want to put that out there. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Is that it? No more. Do I have any comments from, Ms. Jimenez? No, ma'am. Mr. Morales?
No.
Mr. Levy?
No comment.
Ms. Flores?
No comment.
No comment.
I do, I'm just gonna say that the food pantry will be receiving 10,000 pounds of potatoes this Saturday, the 24th of January at 9:15 a.m. The food pantry would appreciate any volunteers that are willing to help. Thank you. So, that's all I have to say. Moving on to old business. Consideration and action to approve meeting minutes for the regular council meeting on January the 8th, 2026. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the meeting minutes for the regular council meeting on January 8th, 2026.
Second.
Motion made by, Ms. Jimenez, second by Mr. Morones. Do I have any comments or any? All in favor? 5-0, motion passes 5-4, 0. Moving on to presentation and discussion. Interim city manager.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. As far as your C Street update, myself and the Public Works Director did meet with Mr. De La Garza from Tribune last week, Monday. We are making progress on this project. We have submitted our applications to Phelps and Frontier to start the design and construction process so that those utility services can be relocated. The February 12th meeting, there will be a bid package that will be coming before you all for consideration so that that can go out for advertising. And that is all I have on it.
Advertising. What has Mr. De La Garza done for us as far as C Street?
So that's where he's at right now. So he's working with Phelps on the design right now and Frontier. That's where they're at. So he submitted all of his line design steps or all of his construction part to them. And he's working with the Public Works Director and the Water Supervisor on the utility part on the city side. Because what the plan is, after meeting with him, is to do all utilities together. So that would include the communication line that includes Phelps and Frontier to run the construction with the water and sewer as well, instead of having to do them at two separate times and breaking up the street more than once. As I said, the bid package will be presented to you all on February 12th so that we can get approval from you all to move forward with that for advertising.
Yeah, because I have a little bit of concerns, because I've signed several checks and it's been a lot of money, so, we need to move on this project and we need to.
So that's where we are,
What
and
he's
that's
done.
moving forward, with moving forward with Phelps and Frontier is the first part of it. We have submitted our application to them, and that was the first part of it.
Thank you, Michael. Okay, moving on to item B, downtown decoration string lights.
So, I just kind of need some input from you all, what you all would like to do. We've received calls from several of the businesses downtown. I'm sure plenty of you have seen the lighting that outlines the businesses downtown. Sometimes it stays up, sometimes it falls. It all comes down to the clips that are holding the lighting in place. Over time with Texas heat, those clips just, they don't hold, they break. And it's a constant thing of having to replace them. I've had several of the business owners contact us and say, why don't y'all just take them down and figure something else out? I just need to know what type of direction the council would like to take on this. Do you want us to completely remove them? Do you want us to look at different options before we remove them? I know I've spoken with, Charlotte on the FEDC side, because this was originally an FEDC project whenever they put these lights up. And, I know Cindy made the comment as well, when permanent lighting was looked into a few years back, it was rather costly, so I'm not sure if that's something you all want us to revisit again. I would like some input from you all on what you all would like to see.
I thought we were gonna put some kind of lights.
So we can go that route too, if you're wanting just some type of lamp post up, but, is that completely removing all of the lights on the buildings, or is that in addition to the lamp post? That's what we need to know.
Well, let the council think about it and see, or do y'all have a?
I don't think there's many sections that's messed up, just a couple areas, no?
So the main section that is messed up is going to be, the side that's directly across from the courthouse, which is, basically from Sisters all the way down to the old, Pat Brown building. That area is the area that we have a really hard time keeping up. We thought, it's not just the wind either. And in speaking with the Public Works Director, it's hard for our Public Works crew to get up there in the bucket truck for safety issues. So at the point we're at is we're having to contract it out through Phelps and pay Phelps to get up there to reattach these lights. The other area of concern is going to be on 3rd Street, which is over the Arcadia area. That's another area that, tends to fall a lot.
Question, is it because of the quality of the clips they're using?
Yes, and, we've tried several different clips, and just nothing seems to hold.
The clips that we're using, are they all plastic?
They've tried plastic, they've tried metal, they've tried several different types of clips.
So you can.
I think what it is too is the type of lights that we have up there, that it's an older version of lights, so we're using the clips that fit best with them. As I'm sure you all know, nowadays everybody's gone to more permanent lighting, so it's a totally different type of thing now.
Mayor, I have a question. Monica, I understand the need to, update our lighting downtown. My question would be, I don't recall the conversations that were had with business owners during the time, so the city put lights on the businesses that the buildings belong to the business, correct? So I would feel better if legal looked into it to see what type of, what do we need to have in place if we're going to be the ones in charge of repairing these lights on a personal business building. The building doesn't belong to the city. So we're going up there, spending the funds, repairing these lights for a business. So, that's something to consider, I think, before we even look into what kind of permanent replacements we would like to see downtown.
Okay.
And also, Monica, I know a few businesses that do not like the lights up there. I'm not gonna name them, but I can tell you.
And I understand that as well, because I have had several business owners contact me, and that's why I'm bringing this discussion to you all.
Yeah, one more thing here, if I may. And also, I think it's great that you brought up that point that some don't like it, so maybe if there could be some other options that we look at, maybe looking into some cities that do light up their downtown. What are their options? Do they just keep it on city property as opposed to business buildings and so forth?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other questions from the council? Okay. Moving on, hotel occupancy tax grant program. Councilmember Ms. Flores and City Secretary.
Did you want me to start, Evelyn?
Whatever, I know we didn't really talk about it, but I could. Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm just laughing because it's weird for me to be here and not there looking at y'all, but it's interesting. So I included in your packet, I know, Councilmember Flores and I have, been trying to schedule a meeting with our Visitor and Tourist Board. There's just been conflicts in, the meetings, or, everyone's been busy. I know holidays have been coming up and so forth. So we wanted to bring this as a discussion to see if, I can take to the next meeting whenever I get a chance to schedule it. Like a proposed idea, maybe I was also talking with, interim city manager Monica, that I think we don't have a set schedule. If there is something that we could all decide on to, maybe do quarterly or twice a year, a fiscal year, or once every 3 months, because I know I get an application and then I try to reach out to everyone and no one can actually meet, at the same time. There's only 4 on the board, so it's even harder with the limited amount of members that we have. But I did reach out to our, city secretary from Pleasanton. I have been, looking at his process a lot, and I do like it, and I just wanted to bring to your attention. I don't know if y'all have had time to review it. I did reach out to him and let him know if I could use it, and it has offered, to answer any questions we may have. Councilmember Flores, am I missing anything, or would you like to add on something?
Yeah, I'll add on to that. So a couple of things. What I'm looking at is, I'm looking for Floresville to adopt, something similar to the city of Pleasanton. They actually have a pretty good grant program. The structure, expectations, and compliance requirements, for the hot funded event in our city would become significantly more defined. The biggest shift is that Floresville would move from a flexible, kind of loosely structured process to a formal, rule-driven program, and basically just grounded in state law and supported by detailed city policy. So, first, these are some things that would, kind of just change is, every applicant would be required to acknowledge in writing that, the hotel occupancy tax funds may only be used for activities that directly promote tourism and the hotel and convention industry. This acknowledgement would become a prerequisite, for funding, and would eliminate misunderstanding about what hot dollars, can and cannot support. So right now, there's not really anything on our website that kind of explains this, that states the law. It's just an application, and it looks like a very outdated application, so I'm just trying to bring this up to date. One of the things that I liked about the other city that adopted this, is that, they have a minimum 2-day event requirement. So, that just kind of ensures multi-day events are more likely to generate overnight hotel stays. Currently, Floresville, we don't enforce this standard, so adopting it would immediately narrow the pool of eligible events. Let's see. Another major change would be the shift to a strict reimbursement-only model. So instead of coming before the event, it would be post-event, and, it would be reimbursement, so that it gives, requesters an opportunity to submit any receipts or anything they have. And then, let's see. I'll let you guys read it, but there is also where, they adopt, certain, guidelines as far as for security. They include their community center as part of the Hot Fund program as well. So I want to make sure everyone understands that as well. And again, this is just a start. I did research on several cities, and this one seemed to be, I liked it because everything was out there on the internet for everybody to read up on and look at it, so I think it's a good start. So that is pretty much all I have, but I would like, I agree with the city secretary here and would like to bring it forth at our next council meeting if we could, after everyone's had an opportunity to review.
Thank you, Ms. Morris. Do you have any questions or comments on?
Mayor, I have a question. So, would this be with the Tourism Bureau before it comes back to council for adoption?
My recommendation would be so. I know the city of Pleasanton does their committee board review, and then it comes to.
No, I'm sorry, Francis. Before before adopting a new policy, application process, et cetera.
Oh, I'm sorry, before adopting this, well, we've been trying to meet with them, we just haven't been able to. I mean, I'd love their input.
Even if it was one member,
Yeah.
one or two members, I'm not saying the entire committee, but, you know, at least a little core group of people.
Yeah, absolutely, I'm open to that, that'd be great.
Because they were put on that committee, and if they're not able to fulfill duties, then that's something the council has to consider. But if there's a couple that are able to, because you're not meeting for the application purposes or approval, it's kind of a different scope, so.
Right.
I think it would be okay if it wasn't the entire committee meeting,
Mhm.
and so that's just my opinion. I think, you know, if there was some, input from them as well. I appreciate the Pleasanton example. I would feel better if we looked at multiple examples from different cities. You know, if you just Google hot fund applications, the cities that are gonna pop up are Floresville, Victoria, Aransas Pass, you know, Wimberley. They're the ones that are really tourism friendly and have this, kind of down pat, as you would say. So some of them are more expensive than others. And so I would just appreciate, you know, a comparison. That way we could make sure we maximize the use of these funds for anyone that wants to bring an event. I don't want us to make it so narrow to where it would deter anybody from applying or trying to schedule an event for the city as well. These are just some of my thoughts.
No, I agree, I'm in agreement, this is why we're bringing it forward.
And also, you know, something to consider, a schedule is great, but I would like some caveat in there of if an event was scheduled just a couple months later, because somebody's able to put something together quickly, you know, that there would be some, exception for those. And those are my thoughts on that. So I don't know when you were wanting to bring this back to council, but I think it would be important to have, kind of like a workshop with some of the members of the bureau, if they're able to.
Okay, sounds good. Yep, we've been trying.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Evelyn.
Thank you.
Moving on to item D, December financial.
In your packet is your December financials, which is through December 31st, 2025. The top section there is your governmental funds. General fund, Fund 301, we are in a positive $572,960. You'll see debt service is in a positive $950,000. That's due to timing. We don't actually pay out our debt service until September. In total for governmental funds, you see the total is in a positive $1,688,926. I do want to speak on the recreational fee fund, which is a sports complex. You will see it does have a negative of $4,645. This is just due to some bigger purchases at the beginning of the fiscal year. They do have a reserve though, so they are covered. But they did purchase that Perryweather station and also an ice maker, ice machine for the boats. For the enterprise funds, water fund 221 is in the positive $262,009. Wastewater is positive $170,967. Refuse is positive $156,731. In total, the enterprise fund total is $831,266 in the positive. If you want to visit the cemetery fund, you will see, there is a negative of $2,317. This is due to some tree trimming that we did, and also because we pay the the computer software system for the plotting all upfront in October. So that's why, but they do have a reserve as well that can cover that. In total, through December, we are in the positive $2,520,192.
Thank you, Steve.
Any questions or want any additional details, just let me know.
No questions? Okay, moving on to item, 4A. Consideration and action to approve ordinance 2026-11, an ordinance ordering the 2026 regular general municipal election of the city of Floresville, indicating those officers to be elected further providing for an accessible electronic voting system to be used, establishing a polling place, providing for early voting locations, establishing hours for voting, adopting the sealed ballot box procedure, directing the city secretary to give notice of the regular municipal election of the city of Floresville, directing the city secretary to post notice of drawing order of names on the ballot, designating a last day to file for a place on the ballot, and providing an effective date. City secretary?
Sorry, it disconnected. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
I can't hear y'all.
Yes,
Yes.
we can hear you.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Yes, so it's that time of year again. Wanted to, I included the ordinance in your packet. We just need to, get this approved so we can be on track with everything. I highlighted some information in the packet. I know the one in the packet, those are the incorrect, early voting dates. Council member Jimenez did, reach out to me that same day, so sorry for that inconvenience. But, the early voting dates, for in-person are April 20th through, I added Saturday. I'm not sure if you all would like to, have a Saturday for early voting, but I included it in there. If y'all vote not to have a Saturday, I can remove it. And then will be Monday, April 27th, and the last day of early voting will be April 28th. I do see, on the last day, we can have, on the 28th, it's gonna say the 29th, I need to change that. We can stay open until 7 if you would like for one, late day. And then I have reached out to Ms. Olga at the elections office. She has, I asked her we could use the equipment again like we did last year, and she said yes, that would work if we would like to have it at City Hall.
Okay,
Any
Evelyn.
questions?
Yes. Evelyn, it's gonna be the 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and 25th?
Let me pull up the calendar. Yes, so the 20th, the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and 25th, if council approves for that Saturday.
Is that Saturday gonna be?
And then it'll be,
What are the times?
and then, the 27th and the 28th. The 28th will be the last day, and, we could stay open that day until 7, or if you all wanna pick another date to have a late day.
So the 20 through the 25th is gonna be from what time to what time?
8 to 5,
Even on that Saturday?
yes, unless y'all wanna have a late Saturday. And then on, May 2nd, 2026 is our, main election day, and we are open from 7 to 7.
May the 2nd? Okay, so the last day would be on Tuesday, the 28th?
20, yes, ma'am.
28th? Okay. But she has it on the 29th. Yeah, I can see that. It's incorrect.
Yes, the one in the packet is incorrect. I did send an email with a new,
So it's gonna be from 8 to 7, or from 7 to 7?
whatever day, yeah, 7 a.m. to, 8 to 7. 8 to 7 on the last day if you would like. 7 to 7 would be on the May 2nd.
I would propose that on Saturday, the 25th, that it also be a late day until 7 p.m. And keep the 29th, which is the last day of early voting from 8 to 7 as well.
Not the 29th,
Okay.
28th, yes.
The last day of
I'm
early
sorry, yeah.
voting.
So, on that 25th, it would be 8 to 7?
Yes, that's, if that's what y'all are requesting, yes.
From the 20 to the 24th, it would be 8 to 5, right?
Yes. So we would only have 2 late days, on the 25th,
And the,
on that Saturday, and the 28th on the Tuesday,
and the 27th would be 8 to 5, right?
8 to 7,
No,
right, on Tuesday.
No, Monday.
Oh, Monday, yes, 8 to 5.
I just wanna make sure.
Once, if we approve it, I will, retype the, ordinance, and then I do have to post it in the paper, and I'll post it on the website and in our bulletin board once I get back.
Thank you. Do you have any more questions?
Mayor, also, I recommend the location be here at City Hall for the entirety. Early voting and the day
Yeah,
of.
it says it on the, I read it. It says it on here. So, do I have any more questions or comments? Okay. Do I have a motion?
Yes, Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 2026-011 with all revisions that the council came up with tonight.
All in favor?
We need a second.
I mean, yeah, that's right. Second, may I have a second? I'll second. Thank you. Motion made by Mr. Lambert, seconded by Ms. Flores. All in favor? 5-0, 5-4-0 against. Thank you. Going on to item 4B, consideration and action to approve the notice of the general election on May 2nd, 2026, to be published in the local newspaper.
Yes, so now that we do have all the dates, I will retype the ordinance and I will send it into the paper, and, it's required by law to be posted. I put a copy of just that one section, where it's stating we have to post it in the paper.
Are there any questions or concerns? No? A motion?
I make a motion to approve the notice of the general election of May 2nd, 2026, to be published in the local newspaper.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Is there any comments or anything? All in favor? Motion passes 5-0, 5-4-0 against. Moving on to item C, consideration and action to approve resolution 2026-008, a resolution of the city of Floresville, Texas City Council authorizing order of the TMB boxing promotions, the use of hotel occupancy tax funds in the amount of $12,000 for the professional boxing event pursuant to Texas Tax Code Section 351.001, authorizing the use of hotel occupancy tax for expenses that promote tourism and the convention and hotel industry. City Secretary?
Yes, Mayor and Council, so, this was brought to us, at the last, the first meeting of the month. It just got here a little after I posted. Since we have, and I just wanna clarify, the Visitor and Tourist Board, I really do enjoy working with them. They're very knowledgeable, so I do like the group. It's just all of our schedules we're kind of, not connecting. They are pretty good at, reaching out and letting me know when something happens. That's why I would like to see, if we could establish something about a meeting date, or if the board can't meet, if we're okay to bring it to council to approve, because, I did let Mr. Morones know, that, we weren't able to meet, so I wanted to try to put it on the February agenda, but it is unfair to him because we couldn't meet that he wasn't able to see if this would get approved. That was just, something I wanted to mention. The board that I do have, they are great to work with, and, they're very knowledgeable. So I am bringing this, since we weren't able to meet, to see if council was, wanting to approve, the funds he has requested. All his information has been provided to y'all in your packet.
Do I have any comments from the council?
Yes, I have a question. I know Mr. Morones has, done this a lot of times. Has he ever had any pushback or not been approved for funding? I don't recall any of the meetings that I've been around, he has, so must have been something, right?
Right, yeah, as far as I can remember, I haven't seen, or had any issues with Mr. Morones getting us, the paperwork. I know we've had a little where we would have council, it would come to council, and then we'd have to, we were changing stuff, so he's been, going through all the motions with us, and he does appear when he needs to. I'm not sure if he's there. He said he was gonna try to show up, but, we usually reach him by phone if we do need to talk to him. With the last time we met with our visitor board.
Mr. Morones is here, so.
Okay.
Thank you.
I have a question. I know that it says on our submission requirements, it's 60 days before the to-be funded event. Is there a reason why? Because I noticed that it was, received, I guess, 30 days prior to the actual event. Do we know?
Yes, go ahead.
Well, first and foremost, good evening to everybody here. As far as like that, usually for me, most of the time it happens that way. In what I do, it's almost impossible for me to know when I'm gonna do a fight, especially to match a date that the event center has available. As a boxing promoter, the most important thing is a date. With that being said, though, really quick, and thank you, Monica, for working. I know we're going back and forth, and we finally got February 7th, I had that date available, so. But in general, it's very, 60 days for me is very difficult as a boxing promoter, just because not only do I have to get approval from the venue that I'm gonna use, but also the TDLR, Texas Department of License Regulation, the boxing, they have to actually approve my date. So if you give me my date 60 days and they don't come back till, 2-3 weeks later down the road, or they wait a month and they lag on it and they tell me, hey, it's finally approved, now I'm not even at 60 days, so in my court, as far as what I do, it's pretty difficult for me to, and if you look at the last 20 years I've been promoting fights, it's usually announced. I wish I could announce it 2 months before, I'd do a lot better, but I usually announce it a month or a few weeks before, due to waiting on the state to approve my date.
Got it. I do have another question.
Yes, ma'am.
Just in promoting tourism and so forth, right? So I wanna know, are the fighters, coaches, or teams traveling from outside our area? Like,
Yes,
where are they
ma'am.
coming from?
70% of them. So how I've been promoting fights is I get the best fighters from Texas, the top prospects, and I don't know if y'all saw Floresville on the Zone Worldwide a couple weeks ago. That was pretty cool. In 2019, don't quote me, but we had Jesse Bam Rodriguez headline here in Floresville, and he's the number 3 pound-for-pound fighter in the world now. So a lot of these guys, I feature the best of the best, but a lot of their opponents and some people are not from here. The main event is the San Antonio fighter, who brings a massive crowd. He's the biggest crowd setter. He's fighting a kid from South Africa. We got guys from Houston. We got kids from California. We got kids from Dallas. They bring their large fan bases here, which allow the hotels to be filled up. And I know the last time I was up here, I think Marisa asked me for all that, and I went to the hotels. We sold out every hotel here. I had every paperwork that I gave her. So yeah, we do. And on top of that, all the fighters, they arrive on Thursday, and I have them here checking out till Monday. So they stay through the weekend as well. So.
Okay, and then how many are expected to be in attendance, do you know?
If I sit here and give you a number, it's tough. I've told people 1,800. I've done 2,800 sometimes, as far as here, because I'm limited to the venue I have. But I can pretty much say every fight I've done, I've done maybe, my first one ever was in 2013 here in Floresville. I want to say I pretty much, you know, I guess you can ask, pretty much sold out that place in a sense, you know. There was no more chairs, tables that place can hold for us. It's actually a very small venue for the type of fights I do. But not a day goes by where people don't come up to me at HEB or Walmart, like I always say, and it's just like, dude, boxing. And so I was like, you know what, all right, let me find a date, February 7th, and then we had a little hiccup, and Monica stepped in, fixed that quick, and we were able to just make the fight happen, so.
Okay, and last but not least, you brought up, the last time you came before council, and I do recall seeing like letterheads from the
Yes, ma'am.
hotels. I'd like to see that again. I mean, that's always helpful for us when we make decisions. I know it's early on, but even if you got something from the hotel saying, you know, hey, we do have some blocks going on.
Yes, ma'am, and in the past, I didn't know too much of that process, and that was Ms. Jimenez, that last one, she made sure that I did it the right way, so I'm very aware now that I come up here, the process and what y'all expect from me as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am, not a
I have
problem.
a question for you, sir.
I'm sorry?
I haven't seen too much advertisement there on your fight that's coming right around the corner.
Yeah, yes, sir. So another thing I've learned in doing this over 20 years, I don't put flyers, promotional stuff like that until 2.5 around 3 weeks before, just because people forget. And I used to think back in the day when I first started that starting way before, you know, but it doesn't, you know, especially in a small town where people are always doing something. I think the hotbed for me is a couple of weeks, 3 weeks before, which we've had about 4,500 posters and flyers been made already from the UPS store here locally, so we're ready to rock, yeah.
I've got something to add on to that.
Yes, sir.
And you don't see a lot of advertisement until 2-3 weeks, but this gentleman does have over 5,000 followers on Facebook.
I have 2 Facebook, sir, so double that.
Or 10,000, whatever. And he has posted this fight and
Oh, yeah, of course,
got
social media.
250 comments on the
Yes, sir.
post. I mean, this fight's gonna be good. I'm hoping.
Yes, sir. Well, if, to go back on that as well, a lot of the fighters, as I mentioned earlier, the bigger ticket sellers, they've had tickets for a while, you know, so we're pretty much, as of right now, we sold out on all our tables. Generation tickets are practically sold out. So I give these fighters tickets immediately when my dates and stuff get locked, so they start pushing their tickets. It's also an incentive I give them because they get a percentage for all the tickets they sell as well, so they're hustling, you know.
Yes, I've seen your Facebook page as far as the fight and stuff like that.
Yes,
I
sir.
was concerned about the
Yes, sir.
posters.
No, I understand. Yes, sir.
Posters and-
Yeah, you should be, your next meal at the Tapatia or somewhere and stuff, everywhere you should be seen, yeah.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
oh, thank you.
Do I have any more questions from council or comments from anyone? Okay. So, do I have a motion?
Yes. I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2026-008.
Okay.
Can I say
Motion, made by,
I'm not at work. Can I say something else?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know how it works, I didn't mean to interrupt anybody. I would say again, I always say when I come up, I would like all y'all to attend if so, like everyone here, so you can see as well, some of y'all have never been, so you can see it for yourself as well.
thank you.
Thank you.
Motion made by Mr. Lambert, second by Ms. Jimenez, all in favor?
I abstain. I'm very proud of my nephew. And that's all I can say. I usually tell him, don't be making nothing down here as long as I'm on the city council, but he says, I'm from Floresville, I wanna keep it in Floresville, and very proud. I abstain.
Motion passes 4-0. Thank you. Moving on to the, item 5, executive session. The city council will meet in closed session pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.044, personal matters, and Section 551.071 to consult with legal counsel to deliberate the appointment, employment, evaluation duties of a public officer or employee, city manager, and/or consider recruitment efforts. And it's, do I have a motion? to go into executive session.
Mayor, I'll make a motion for council to meet in closed session pursuant to Texas Government Code 551074 for personnel matters and section 551071 to consult with legal counsel, to deliberate the appointment, employment, evaluation duties of a public officer or employee, city manager, and or consider recruitment efforts.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Morones. Motion made by Ms. Flores. All in favor? 5-0. We will go into executive session at 6:45.